track lifting operations ever undertaken by Iarnród Éireann. Carrying mainly freight transport and seasonal pilgrimage trains to Knock, the Tuam-Claremorris line is one of the least used in the country.
Our programme is to remove rails from this line, take them back to our rail sleeper and rail plant at Portlaoise, recondition the rails, put the first lot of rails onto the Ballina branch, which has a lot of traffic on a daily basis, and then lift the rails from the sections of the Ballina branch where we've had problems, bring those back to Portlaoise, recondition them, and put them back here onto the section from Claremorris to Tuam.
But the Chambers of Commerce in Tuam and Claremorris say they're convinced this will never happen, and that the line will be closed down permanently when the 14 miles of track from here are taken away in a major operation scheduled for tomorrow morning.
It would appear to me to be economic madness, and I would take issue with the CIE or Chorus Éireann chairman that it is economically possible to take tracks from here, bring them somewhere, recondition them, bring them somewhere else and relay them, bring the tracks from there back to recondition and bring them back here to relay. To me, it is absolute nonsense that the sleepers here are useless, the tracks are about the only decent thing we have, and I do not accept that this is the correct way to go about anybody's business. I think it's lunacy.
To lift up to 20 miles of railway track on the little-used Limerick-Sligo line. Local politicians say it's unbelievable that the tracks are being ripped up at a time when the town has just been cleared for a major Bord Fáilte grant to develop a historic steam train project. Our Western correspondent, Jim Fahey.
3 years of back-breaking restoration work and up to £250,000 has already been spent on developing the Tuam-based Westrail steam train service. But within the next few weeks, Tuam will have a century-old steam train and a railway station, but no railway line.
It's appalling. I didn't believe this could happen because we as Westrail have a commitment. But regardless of Westrail, here we are decimating a province. This line runs from Cork to Sligo, and here we are taking it up, bringing it off somewhere, and we are not going to stand idly by and have it simply decimated now in our very presence.
Iarnród Éireann is removing the track from this little-used freight and passenger line to repair sections of the busier Dublin-Ballina line, and it has assured Tuam that it will be replaced. But those involved with the Railway Preservation Society say they cannot understand how the line can be lifted just as they've been given a major Bord Fáilte grant for their steam train project.
We've succeeded now in getting an agreement from Bord Fáilte that they will give us a grant of £154,000 to continue with the development of it. But we're not going to be able to do that if those lines come up. We cannot expect the state, on the one hand, to put money into a project that, on the other hand, the state is making sure it doesn't work. There's no logic in it.
Well, I must say this is extremely saddening. I believe myself that the West is basically being plundered. And I think the problem of what's actually happening here today is that this is a symptom of an overall problem that we have on the railway lines to the West generally.
And I think that this whole line is entitled to be protected. It is vital this nation gets its traffic. Look at that, look at the abuse going on behind it. It is vital that this nation gets its traffic survey right so that the whole country is treated equally. It's been decimated. There is talk about Galway being closed, there's talk about Castlebar being closed, there's talk about Sligo being closed. All of this work, let the province of Connacht see that what is happening today is actually the start of that withdrawal of railway from the west of Ireland.